So greetings. So we're just doing Group 1 previews of Caulfield Guineas Day, thanks to topsport.com.au. We're going to have a look at the main race, race 8 on the card, the Guineas over the 1600. Got Trevor Lawson on the line. How you going, Trev?
Good, mate.
Yeah, good. So, the main race, there's a few sort of hot favourites throughout the day, and there's a favourite here in Old Lake Kirk, but it does look a little bit more open than the other races. So just looking at TopSport market now, Old Lake Kirk, $3.40, and looks like it's attracted a bit of early money from King's Legacy and Tagaloa, both $6, and Moanga at $6.50. You've done your prices to now. How have you sort of assessed them?
So I've got Old Lake Kirk favourite, but I've sort of got a $4 favourite. Thought there was a few a few horses that sort of had some sort of hope. So I've sort of got it favourite, but longer than the market. I've got Moanga second pick. At the moment, I sort of mapped it. There's good speed in the race, but I just want to wait till I sort of walk the track and then see if we get any more rain. I think if they get sort of any sort of rain, excuse me, and the track is rain affected, then sometimes they can get away the fence and run on.
Right.
But if we don't, like we've just sort of had a little bit of drizzle within this Thursday afternoon. So they've had some rain last night, but then we've just had a tiny bit of drizzle now, but it's sort of all stopped again. So,
yep. You
it'll
mentioned
get back.
Yep.
Go on.
I was just going to say, you mentioned there's a bit of speed in the race. So Old Lake Kirk, the favourite, is in barrier 7. King's Legacy is out in barrier 12. Tagaloa is in barrier 3, and Moanga in 11. How do you see the map, sort of?
So I've sort of got Old Lake Kirk midfield. Moanga sort of off midfield. Tagaloa will get a good run. He'll sort of box seat. I think they're sort of out wide at Grand Slam. Probably Poland will go forward. Crosshaven's got to go forward. He's drawn the outside barrier. And the stablemate Asar last start went back and they just gave it no hope. And this time they put blinkers first time. So I would think it's going forward. You wouldn't sort of be going back to last again and wasting another run.
Yep.
So I think they'll have to do some work. So I think this race will be, unlike the 1,000 Guineas, I think this race might be sort of quickly run. So they might be able to get home sort of, over the top of them.
To hear. I just wanted to mention too with Old Lake Kirk, the favourite, got William Pike on, obviously the star from WA. His record of late in Victoria is obviously nowhere near what it is in WA. How do you rate him as a rider?
His stats haven't been too bad since he's been here, but I haven't been able to sort of dissect whether it's just out sort of if you took out not riding the sort of Bob Peters horses. I haven't sort of put any penalty in for him or done anything with him. I've just sort of put the rating in and left it at the moment. And I've got it longer than the market. So it's a bit like last week with Very Elegant. It's sort of like, well, if he's under my price and I can back some other horses in the race, I will. And if he gets out, then I'm happy to be on him. So I've sort of just left him as neutral.
Yep.
I think Tagaloa's better suited here. Williams goes on. I think he'll box seat. He wasn't suited last start in the Rupert Clark over 14. He does have to run the trip, but I think he's sort of a bit long on the market too. I've got him sort of $9. I didn't really like King's Legacy. I didn't think he could get anywhere near Old Kirk. They were back together. Old Kirk beat him home pretty easy, and King's Legacy was sort of railed up on the fence and didn't have any trouble getting a clear run most of the way.
Right.
Of our horses, Moanga just looks a nice progressive horse. If the speed's on, I think he'll be the one that'll be strong late.
Yep.
He's just got to sort of get into the race. And of our horses, or the Victorian horses, Crosshaven's going terrific. Does have to run 1,600, and he's drawn 14, so I think it's a slight negative. And Camborne, who I liked last start, he just basically gave it none. They went back and he just couldn't get in the race the way the race was run.
Mm.
It gets blinkers first time and Zara on, but it still will settle sort of midfield to back, so it does need speed on. But I
Yeah.
thought he'd have some little chance at odds. But it'll be sort of a race where I probably won't get on the favourite. And you might be looking for it to get some bad luck, and you might be able to back a few little pinners in the race.
Yeah. So those couple you mentioned was Crosshaven $10 at the moment for TopSport, and Camborne at 14. So yeah, it's, as you say, there might be a few middle pinners, as you say, that we might be able to back as well.
Yeah.
Good stuff. All right. Thanks for that, Trev. We'll keep an eye on. And yeah, as we said, it is Thursday afternoon. We're doing it, so the prices will come in a bit, and with your 85% markets, if we can find a bit of value, we should be able to have a couple of bets. So we'll jump across and have a look at another of the Group 1s.
Thanks.